I remember like the attacks happening on the 17th of August, and I was myself at a festival, and of course because of my job, it gives me a weird feeling to hear that there are attacks somewhere, because I feel so closely linked to whatever happens and wherever it happens. Then we learned that there was an imam that has been involved in the attacks, and that the imam had been staying in Belgium. And then they provided the name of the imam. And this is actually when we recognized the name. And so first thing I did, I was still at the festival, I called my colleague from the local police with whom I share an office. And I asked him, like, did you hear the news? Did you see the name? Is this the same person? And we were both very surprised. Back in early spring of 2016, the imam tried to apply for a job with one of our local mosques. And he also came to the city office because he wanted to inform himself about residency in Belgium. I didn't meet him personally, but some of my colleagues did. And I remember also my colleague from the police mentioning that one of the mosques was considering hiring a new imam, and with the name mentioned. So that was it, which was very common. Like, just there is a new imam in this mosque, as we are closely involved with all the Muslim communities in Vilvoorde, and we consider them a partner. So this was rather just an FYI. And not so much a remarkable incident. The local mosque actually also partnered with our local police to get their advice on whether they should work with this imam. And because there were some unclarities in his file, they decided not to continue collaboration with him. So it actually went quite smoothly and also without any incidents. This history has shown us that it's very important also within the Muslim communities to have a sense of awareness of the potential risks if you start collaborating with persons that aren't trustworthy. I guess having this awareness and this vigilance also within Muslim communities is very important, and is something we have been investing in over the last years already, since 2012, 2013, because we have a history with foreign fighters in Vilvoorde. And then secondly, I think also another lesson learned is that the fact that we have installed trust between the different partners. In this case, the fact that the local mosque has reached out to the police to ask whether they would have additional information, pro or contra a person. But when they were already in doubt, like, do you have additional info for us to say whether something is okay or whether something is maybe not so positive, the fact that there is this open communication also shows that our network is indeed performant. Well, first of all, I think it's very delicate to talk about a failure somewhere. I am not the one to speak about Ripoll. I have never been there. I don't know about all the efforts that are going on there. I can only look at our own past in Vilvoorde. The reality has also learned me that very often it's only by looking back on things that you can understand, like, this is when we should have known that. And you need this whole of society approach to really create resilience in your society, to avoid that individuals such as the imam from Ripoll would get a foot on the ground. In the aftermath of the attacks, and especially when the link between Vilvoorde and Barcelona was clear, I was on the phone quite often with my colleague from Barcelona, and this was very useful because, there was a big political discussion going on and like some international discussions on whether there had been mistakes in the exchange of police information. And so being able to continue to work on our local level without all the fuzz around it was very useful.